What's going on, guys? Back again with another moto vlog video. Hopefully you guys can hear me over the fucking wind. Man, so today, you know, it being almost 7 o'clock, you know, it's pretty fucking sunny out. It's supposed to be, you know, super nice tomorrow as well. You know, it's supposed to be like up in the 80s. Which, you know, it kind of sucks that I'm going to be having to go into work. I can't be out riding. But, you know, gotta make money. Hopefully, eventually, that's what I can be doing with YouTube. It always kind of amazes me about why some dudes pick like these weird ass cars, like this dude in front of me who's driving this Nissan Leaf. I understand, you know, that some people want to be eco-friendly and, you know, don't want to fucking use a lot of gas and all that stuff, but me, you know, I like American muscle. You know, good old American V8s. I'm not for all this like electric fucking car shit or whatnot. You know, I always like to make my car, you know, look good too. You know, I don't want to drive some fucking little piece of shit car. Whenever I'm driving, I want to make it look good. So that's another thing too. I can't understand why some people can never fix their car. You know, I've seen multiple like pieces of shit cars out here that got, you know, broken windows, fucking smashed up bumpers or fenders and whatnot. It's like, especially if it's an older car, like just go to a junkyard and fucking pick that shit. You know, it's not hard. I mean, maybe for people who are not mechanically inclined, but I mean, shit, instead of spending a couple $100s on some new part, just go to a junkyard and pull that shit. It's so much cheaper. Why you're not going fast enough? Like years ago, one of my girlfriends years ago, she drove like a '96 Corolla. I think it's what it was. And she like locked her keys in her car one day, and instead of buying a new glass, she decided just to get like a piece of plexiglass and put it in its space until, you know, until she's able to fix it. So I made the suggestion, like, why don't you just go to a junkyard, pull that window out of a junkyard car and put it in, and bam, you got a new window. And that way you're not spending a couple $100s on a new piece of glass. I literally went over there, pulled it out, and it was, I think I paid what, like maybe 20 bucks for like the front passenger fucking window. I mean, just saved her so much money, and I fucking, put it in myself. I had a little bit of tape. So on my visor that I have in my helmet, I have these two little fucking holes on the side. I don't know why there's holes there, but I had it covered up with tape before, and I took it off to maybe help to see if I can get more airflow in my helmet, but now it just made it fucking shit way more noisy. So hopefully the wind's not too bad. Sounds a lot louder though. Oh, damn it, I didn't want to go this way. That's what I was. Damn it, there's another way I wanted to go. I think I'll just go left right here. So I've been trying to find new places to cruise around. I mean, I've already cruised around this area pretty often with my car. Yeah, I kind of want to do something different with my bike. the first time actually like putting my phone on this fucking phone holder fucking thing on my bike. I was always a little nervous about doing that because I don't want to drop my phone. And there's a cop. Yeah, but I didn't want to, I don't want to drop my phone and try to figure out where I fucking lost it at. But luckily this one holds it on pretty tight. I used to, work in Shoreline at a dealership, and I used to take all the back roads instead of taking 99 all the way down. I would take all these back roads, and yeah, it probably took a little bit longer, but there was way less traffic too. And I wasn't hitting as many lights either, so it made it seem like it was a little faster. Oh, let's see if this light even changes for me. Kind of hard to see my turn signal though from here. My phone's in the way. Wow, surprised it actually turned green for me. Maybe because it's actually got cameras instead of little fucking sensors in the ground. So I don't think I've ridden, well, I know I haven't, but I decided today I think I'm gonna go cruise around, the Edmonds area, kind of down by the ferry, maybe Shoreline area. Haven't been down there yet on my bike, so it would be nice though if my YouTube shit picked up pretty quick, but I doubt that's gonna happen. I would be able to, I would like to be able to quit my job and be able to do this full time. The usual 9 to 5 kind of job. I mean that's a good, work schedule. You get to sleep in, and then you don't get off too late to where you still have a little bit of daylight left over. But essentially, I want to be my own boss. I want to make my own hours. I don't want to have to go somewhere. I want to be able to do my own thing. I mean, I'm sure ultimately that's what everybody's goal is. But, it takes a little bit to get to that point. But I mean, I have some like business ideas. Lately I haven't really been working on them. Trying to get things in order first before I can actually start doing things. But so I usually have my main job, and I got into photography. Well, I mean, I've kind of always been into photography a little bit. Just never really got like hardcore into it. But a few years ago, I actually bought a camera. I was trying to get into the whole photography thing, and I mean, I like doing photography, but it's kind of hard to do that as an actual career or a job. I'm sure it'll take a long time before I can even start making money doing that kind of shit. But for right now, it was kind of mostly just for fun. Because I'm in a car group, and be able to take photo shoots of cars in my car group and whatnot. I enjoy doing that. So I had that as an option, and being in the car scene, I know everybody always wants carbon fiber shit for their cars. you know, and it's super nice, but it's expensive. So I was wanting to get into the whole carbon fiber business, you know, or making carbon fiber parts. And, well, I mean, originally with my other car, I was wanting to, you know, practice on my other car and make carbon fiber, you know, like a hood and fenders, because my other car, it's an older car, and the front end is just so heavy that I wanted to lighten the front end up with carbon fiber and shit. And so I thought maybe eventually, once I got good at it, you know, I could actually start making more stuff and making stuff for my car group that I'm in. So that would be nice. And of course, making money off that. And if I got really good at it, I could definitely kind of turn that into a business. Which that's, you know, kind of the goals. And then I got really into, you know, watching YouTube videos, and actually you can actually have a career. Well, I wouldn't say it's a career, but actually make decent money doing YouTube. And so I was like, well, shit, I've kind of wanted to do that for a while and could never really think of ideas to do a YouTube channel with, because pretty much everybody on YouTube has already done everything that I'm into. So I wanted to be original and do my own thing that nobody's ever done. But trying to find something like that on YouTube is damn near impossible, because everybody on YouTube has kind of done everything. And all the stuff that I'm into, people have already done. So, you know, since I've really wanted to bike for the longest time, you know, moto vlogging was another thing I was looking at doing, so I know that's pretty big on YouTube right now. So, you know, having to set money aside or get my finances in order, that way I can actually get a bike and start doing the whole YouTube moto vlogging thing. And you know, that was going to take time. And so, you know, it was just things I wanted to do were just not moving fast enough for me. And so with the recent events that happened, I said fuck it, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna treat myself, get a bike. I want to get a bike, and if I really want to get into this whole YouTube moto vlogging shit, then I have to get a bike. And I kind of just sucked it up and got one. And I mean, I can afford it. I was just trying to do it the right way and kind of get some of my debt paid off first before getting a bike. But yeah, and don't you dare turn around, cop. So that's why I was kind of waiting, but you know, I wanted to get going on this. I couldn't wait any longer. I've kind of already waited long enough. But yeah, so I finally did it and got a bike. So hopefully I can you know, get this shit going. I mean, I know it's gonna take quite a while to actually get things going. Oh shit. But I'm just gonna keep trucking along, working my way on, you know, getting it done. But I also enjoy riding my bike too. So that's kind of the few things that I was trying to, you know, being an entrepreneur is, you know, having multiple incomes, being kind of diverse in a lot of things. I'm also, you know, I also like working on cars, like I said in my last video. Being a mechanic, so, you know, being able to help friends and family work on their cars and get paid doing that. But, you know, like I said, I decided I probably wouldn't do that as a career. But yeah, so I mean, I'm trying to just make more money, be able to live a little more comfortably. That's the idea, you know. But I just want to be able to be my own boss, make my own hours, not have to fucking clock into a job, be able to, you know, take a day off if I want here and there, not to worry about fucking my boss getting mad at me or some shit. And that's just a dream. So hopefully I can get there. I totally forgot about this windy road too. This was a road that I used to drive with my car which is pretty fun going fast. You know, and still I'm getting used to this bike, so I'm not trying to go all too crazy on it. Guy at my work who you know, rides bikes, you know, asking me why I still got the little things on my tires that, you know, what that new tires have. He's like, oh, you're not leaning far enough on your bike. Those tires are still good. I was like, well, it's because, for one, I just haven't leaned that far over, and that's not really a priority for me. I just like cruising around. I'm not trying to get super low, fucking leaning to the ground. Just cruising around like this is fun to me. And then we got the water over here. Oh, might want to slow down a little bit. Maybe I'll have to come back on this road and go a little faster. Hopefully when it's not as many cars. Oh god, this is kind of bumpy. So this is kind of like, you know, on the nicer side of Edmonds, especially on the waterfront. These fucking houses, I'm sure, are expensive as fuck. As every house on the waterfront probably is. But, you know, living in the Pacific Northwest, I mean, the housing market sucks. I mean, just so expensive. You know, there's a lot of people, a lot of these big tech companies coming out here. You know, all these guys working in the tech companies that can afford paying like $2 grand a month for their fucking house and can afford all these big ass houses and shit. And it's like, what about all the middle class people? They can afford fucking paying $2 grand a month, you know, making only like $40,000 a year. You know, not everybody's all that lucky to be able to have good jobs. You know, some people don't go to college. Like, I didn't go to college. Fuck that. Like, I hated school. I mean, I don't make a lot of money, but I don't make less or little money either. I make decent money. Decent enough money to be able to afford all the things I have and still have a little bit of extra spending money. But I'm always trying to think of ways to have more income. But, you know, I've considered moving back to Chicago, where I'm from. Not actually, you know, Chicago itself, but I lived in a few towns, you know, north of Chicago, or like half hour, 45 minutes north of Chicago. God damn it. See, I still gotta learn the speeds and the downshifting on this bike. It's so much different than my car. Like, I know my car pretty well. I know when I'm just like downshifting and what gear to go into when I'm turning and all that shit, and so I'll not be lagging. But anyways, you know, housing here is just for a decent house. A decent house here, like, you know, a 3-bedroom house, is that you're looking at least $300,000, you know, for a decent one. A super nice one is probably going to be closer to fucking probably $400,000 or $500,000. You know, in the town that I'm from, in Illinois, I've looked at houses online out there. The same, like, almost the same, like, size house. So, say, example, a 3-bedroom house here is roughly $350,000, $400,000. The same size house, same, I won't say, maybe not the same square footage, but, you know, a 3-bedroom house out there, a decent 3-bedroom house out there in the town I lived at is like $130,000. And I was like, no fucking way. It's like the same size house. Well, is that fucking cheap? But, you know, the cost of living out there definitely isn't as high, and it's not, you know, it's not as popular. You know, just like living out in like North Carolina or some fucking state where nobody wants to live, and how housing and shit is just, cost of living is just so much cheaper. So I've considered, you know, if I got big on YouTube, I'd probably move somewhere back home and be able to get a house and fucking be able to pay that shit off fast, because it's not as expensive as it is here. But then again, you know, I got the crazy weather out there. Or, you know, it depends, I guess, on how things go for me out here. I've considered moving back to Chicago like multiple times. You know, there was a point in my life where, like, years ago, I don't exactly remember when, but you know, there was a point where I was like, you know what, if nothing good happens to me in this next year, then I'm gonna move back to Chicago, you know, be with all my family again. And I don't quite remember what all happened that year, but obviously I didn't go because I'm still here. And so yeah, I'm still here, but with how a lot of shit's been going out here, not just the economy wise, but with like my life and my family and my job and all that shit, kind of I mean, you know, it's nice out here, but definitely would be nice to be back with my family again. I don't think it's the road I wanted to go down. Damn it. But yeah, I mean, if I can find yeah, I mean, it would be nice to move back closer to my family again. I think I gotta adjust my clutch cable again because it just seems weird that downshifting is kind of harsh. I think I was gonna go straight, but then I forgot there's no outlet over there. So I'm just gonna go left. Come on. Like how they're not even in the turning lane. What idiots. There's a lot of stupid people out here. A lot of bad drivers. I mean, I'm sure it's the same everywhere else. You know, back when this whole virus thing started, and you know, they were telling us to stay home and shit, and all the non-essential drivers or people were staying home, and it was super nice. You know, there was no traffic anywhere. Fucking the roads were clear during the times. You know, during the times that we're usually pretty fucking packed or busy on the highways, we're fucking clear, and getting places was so much faster. Man, it was nice. But now everybody's back to fucking working, and just kind of blows. But luckily, I don't have to fucking travel very far to my work. I pretty much take all the back roads. I'm really glad I went with this fucking phone case thing here. Not phone case, but phone holder for my bike. You know, it's on there it's pretty secure. Probably should slow down just a tad bit. Pretty much speeding here. I've been thinking about, you know, just putting headphones in. Well, maybe not just both of them, but putting like one headphone in, that way I can actually listen to music. But I don't know. I mean, I kind of want to be more focused on everything around me. I mean, it would be nice to listen to music, be able to listen to music, especially while riding. But you know, kind of be able to hear everything around me is kind of more important than music. I do want to get one of those Cenas though, Bluetooth Cenas, that way I can actually communicate with people while I'm riding. That would be nice to have, but you know, kind of points to get right now when I don't have anybody to ride with. Someday I'll get one. I think this is a turn lane. See, this is like a weird fucking road. It's like almost like a 5-point star. You got one going right, one going off to the right, slanted. You got a road going straight, and you got a left turn here. Just weird. Yeah, so this is this is part of the back road that I would take going to my work when I worked out in Shoreline. I mean, obviously not the way that I went currently, but on this road, this is one of the roads. I would take all the back roads. There's a guy on YouTube who I watch who actually is a motor vlogger out in Chicago. You know, Brian, I think it's like Brian636, I think it is. I like how he kind of gives like a history lesson to Chicago and all the areas that he goes to, and you know, his idea of, you know, checking out different restaurants around Chicago. You know, that's not a too bad of an idea. You know, I thought about maybe kind of doing the same thing out here, but checking out like different pizza places, because I'm pretty big on pizza. Pizza and burgers are like my favorite thing. So maybe doing some burger places and pizza places around here that I've never been to yet. I think this is the road I want to turn on. Actually, I don't think it is, but I'll go this way anyways. Oh, yes it is. That's the road. I think I need to clean my mirrors off. They're pretty fucking dirty. Good thing I brought my jacket with me. It's on the verge of getting a little chilly. So I've been trying to think of other little details I can do to my bike. Little subtle things here, but nothing really is sticking out to me. I mean, I have not put exhaust on this thing yet. Like, I don't know if I really want to fucking spend like $1,500 just for exhaust and get it tuned. I mean, the bike doesn't sound too bad as it is. Obviously, it's a little more on the quiet side and probably muffled, but it's not horrible. I mean, I like my cars, especially my older cars, pretty fucking loud. Being a V8 and whatnot, but you know, I thought about getting exhaust on this thing, but you know, I just don't really care much to get one. Like I said, it sounds decent as it is, and I'm fine with that. You know, like I said, I don't really want to spend that much fucking money just to get an exhaust and tuned on it. I mean, I've heard that, you know, you don't have to get it tuned, at least not right away, but you know, I'm sure people will say otherwise, and like I said, I don't really care much to get that done right now. Like I said, you know, I've kind of done a little subtle things here and there that I like doing. I remember back when I was in high school, you know, being on the bus and just seeing all these people driving by me in their cars and or on motorcycles and shit, and be like, man, how can they afford all that shit? It's like back before I started getting tattoos and stuff, you know, I would see guys be like covered in tattoos, driving fucking nice trucks or nice cars, and fucking riding motorcycles and shit. I'm like, man, how can they afford all this shit? You know, this is when I think it's like when I first just started working, and obviously not making shit. I worked at McDonald's. Like my first actual real kind of job was McDonald's for a year, and while I was still in high school and shit. But it's like, man, how can these people afford this kind of shit? Man, all this stuff is expensive. But you know, after, you know, working for so long and figuring shit out and figuring out how fucking society works and shit, and learn how everything works, and here I am. I own 2 cars, got a bunch of tattoos, got a bike now. I mean, once you kind of learn, you know, learn your finances and what you know, kind of be able to manage your money and shit, and know your limits. Come on, guy. You know, knowing your limits, you knowing how to manage your money, you know, it's not pretty hard. And it also helps too when you're not out fucking drinking and partying and fucking spending all your money on fucking alcohol or cigarettes. I don't do any of that shit, so it kind of saves you money on that. The only addiction I have is fucking energy drinks like Red Bull. I used to drink Monsters all the time as well. But now it's pretty much energy drinks. I mean, for being 31, most people don't even think that I'm this old. They usually think I'm younger. Well, I mean, which is good, obviously, because I want to look younger than my age. I gotta fix this throttle cable. I don't know what it is, but with my throttle, there seems to be like a tiny bit of slack in there. So whenever I go to fucking shift, I get this little like, It's not my clutch cable. I've already tightened that up. It's because there's a little bit of slack, and so when I go to let off my gas, it just looking like, I don't know how to describe it, but I can see, I've noticed that there is a little bit of slack in my throttle. I definitely am getting a lot more comfortable with faster speeds and all the wind. So when I first got on this bike and riding it home, especially going fucking like 60 my first time on a bike. I mean, I don't think I've ever really gone that fast in general on a bike, but I mean, I used to ride dirt bikes and shit when I was younger, but never going that fast. But so having all that wind, all the wind at that speed, I was like, nah, man, that was a little nerve-wracking at first. Barely rise the RPM just to get it going, and so that's what I try to do with my bike here too, not to fucking rev it up all that high and shit. So it's like I try to keep it roughly around like $2,000 or less if I can. But I've done that a few times where I've killed the bike just because obviously not giving it enough gas.